Shalom, friends. So let's wrap it up from what we were discussing a moment ago about Yeshua. He did have a 3.5 year ministry, according to the historical references that we looked at in the Gospel book of John, coupled with the book of Luke. So we have that as a historical reference as far as the Passovers that he attended. And let's see how that helps us understand whether if Mashiach appeared in the year 29 CE, the same year that Yeshua was baptized by John the Baptizer in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar. So let's take a look at the timeline. So we know after Yeshua's baptism, he began his ministry in the fall of 29 CE after he came back from the wilderness. Remember, he was in the wilderness for 40 days after he was baptized. So that went from the fall of 29 to September 30 CE. Then the second year of his ministry was the fall of 30 CE to September 31 CE. His third year of his ministry was from the fall of 31 CE to September 32 CE. And then, if we count the months, we have October 32 CE, November, December, January 33 CE, the new year, February 33 CE, March 33 CE, which would bring us up to April 33 CE. So we have 6 months and the 3 years. So that would be a total of 3.5 years. But now let's take a look at something. Let's go back to Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. Something very interesting we want to take a look at. We know that it talked about Messiah. The word would go forth to command to restore and rebuild Jerusalem and tell Messiah, the prince, there shall be 7 weeks, also 62 weeks. We know that 7 and 62 equals 69. And then it mentions here that after the 62 weeks, it says Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. So, and then we notice here in verse 27, he says that then he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. For 1 week. So there was another week added on to the 69, which makes it a total of 70 weeks. And we know that that is what Daniel mentioned about in his prophecy. He talked about the 70 weeks. And so we have that. He says there in verse 24, 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins. Because we know no man is perfect. We all are imperfect. Whether if we're Hebrew Israelites, Christians, Muslims, whoever, we all are sinful. And that's why the law of Moses, they had to present those sheep as a sacrifice to cover over the sin offerings. But as we said there, it said that it would cause an end to sin. So, notice verse 27. It says, but in the middle of the week, he, speaking about Messiah, in the middle of the week, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. Well, we know that the prophecy that we spoke about in the previous videos talked about the 69 weeks, that was a code that Jehovah had put in. It was a coded prophecy, and each day stood for a year. And so likewise, in this case, this extra week that's added to the 69, which makes it 70, this week is not 7 literal days, but it's 7 years. And how many days are in a week? 7, right? So what would be the middle of the week? It would be 3.5, right? 3.5 plus 3.5 equals what? Equals 7. And so again, the ministry of Yeshua from the fall of 29 CE until his execution by Pontius Pilate, which we do have historical records about that, and we'll be coming out with a video about that very soon, that he was executed by Pontius Pilate in April 33 CE, which corresponds to the Jewish month of Nisan, which is the middle of March to the middle of April. And Nisan 14 was the day Yeshua was executed on the Passover, according to the Talmud. And we will have a video about that very soon as well. The Talmud mentions that Yeshua was executed on Passover, which is Nisan 14, which equivalents to April, the month of April. So that is 3.5 years, and that goes along with the prophecy. In the middle of the week, the Messiah would bring an end to sacrifice and offering. So, friends, is there evidence that Mashiach appeared in 29 CE? According to Daniel's prophecy, he did. So, friends, brothers and sisters, Yeshua is Mashiach. Yeshua is Mashiach. And according to the Hebrew Scriptures, another prophecy in Daniel talks about when Mashiach or the Messiah will return the second time. We will discuss that very shortly in the upcoming videos. Friends, be safe. Yeshua is Mashiach. He is the true Messiah. The prophecy was fulfilled. And there are many more that are coming.